Okay, look at this keychain setup. Looks pretty good, right? But check this out. This is how I turn this into this. So I'm pretty sure everyone knows about the Orbit key organizers at this point, but this is the new one that I'm currently using and I absolutely love it. Oops, let me get that really quick. Okay, this is called the Keyport Pivot, but it's basically this whole keychain, but in one package. Almost. Let's talk about it. Okay, so before we get into it, I do want to mention that the folks at Keyport did send me the pivot plus all of these accessories for me to check out. So big shout out to them, but keep in mind that everything that I see in this video are still my own thoughts and opinions. So what exactly sets this thing apart from other key organizers? Well, let's really quickly go on the website and see the process and how you can customize your very own pivot. Okay, so you first have to choose your pivot, aka the color and material. And there's a few different options to pick from. Next, you choose your optional inserts. There's so many cool things that you can pick from multi-tools, a pen, and even a USB flash drive. Then you can go through the different modules or the things that go on the exterior of the pivot. A flashlight, a knife, and RFID keys are just a few. Last but not least, you gotta add a little bit of style. There are so many different faceplates to choose from that give your pivot even more character, not to mention a bunch of other different add-ons as well. Okay, so now that we know how this all works, let's go ahead and check out how mine is set up. I got a few things going on, so let's go ahead and take a look at them one by one. I got 3 keys, pretty self-explanatory, but I've got a few different inserts. There's a multi-tool and it's a 10-in-1. Don't worry, I'll link everything I got in the description in this video if you want to check it out. Anyways, it's got a bottle opener, a box opener, a cord separator, pry tool, and more. It only takes up the space of a single key, so why not? And if you're someone like me who likes to open up a bunch of packages and letters, this thing has got you covered. Oh nice, picture frames. Next up is the SIM card clip. It's designed like this so that you can clip it onto a passport or your wallet, but it can also go on your pivot like I have mine set up. I travel quite a lot, so this is a pretty handy thing to carry with me wherever I go. Last but not least is the Keyport ID. There is basically a QR code that you can scan, then you just enter the unique number that each pivot has, and then you can contact the owner anonymously, which I find really cool. So those are all the inserts. Let's go ahead and talk about the exterior or the modules that I have. Well, I only have one, and it's the thing that you saw in the beginning of the video, which is the Pocket Flare 2.0, and it's basically just a flashlight. So there are 3 different modes, a low beam, a high beam, and my favorite, which is the lamp mode. It's pretty bright for a tiny little thing, and it even charges through USB-C. On the other side of the pivot, I have a faceplate. I have a couple of these that I can switch in between whenever I feel like it. They look super cool, they feel durable, and they're pretty easy to switch in between once you get the hang of it. It's getting hot. Okay, so let's talk really quick about the things that I like about it. Well, for one thing, there's no more jingling in your pocket, or bag, or clip, or wherever you carry your keys essentially. The thought of that alone is what makes a bunch of people think about and end up buying a key organizer. I am sweating, it's hot in here. I'm gonna turn up the air conditioning. Okay, this is true for other key organizers as well, but the fact that you can pull this thing out and then open your doors with one hand is just amazing. It's super helpful if your other hand is full or filming like I am here. And with your keys being contained in one key organizer, that means that the other things in your pocket or bag won't get scratched up anymore, like your iPhone, which is a game changer. The build quality of the pivot is absolutely amazing, and the one I have here is the titanium version if I haven't mentioned it already. But in reality, there is no other key organizer that's doing it like the pivot. Being able to switch out your inserts or modules is super cool, and it allows you to adapt to a bunch of different situations. For me personally, it doesn't feel too big or clunky, the way I have it set up anyways. If anything, I like it being more streamlined like this instead of having other things dangling around. Okay, this thing is great and all because it holds everything in this one little key organizer. You got a pry bar, a flashlight, all your keys. It can't get any better than this, right? Well, I think this one is tough, but for me personally, I like to keep an AirTag on my keys at all time. And I know you get this little QR thingy that you can scan, and each pivot has its own unique code so that you can contact the owner. But I just really like the peace of mind that the AirTag gives me. So I can live with it. It's kind of funny and ironic because I don't really remember the last time that I lost my keys. But if you can live without an AirTag, by all means, go for it. This thing is awesome. You would then have a key organizer that truly does it all. This is by no means a deal breaker though, it's just something to mention. So that was a day in the life of a Keyport Pivot. My life isn't very exciting, but I'm sure my Pivot had fun. We enjoy our time together and make the best of each moment. So what do I think about it? Well, I actually really like this thing, and I'm gonna continue rocking it for who knows how long. But if you don't already own a key organizer, then what are you doing, man? These basically organize, streamline, and make your keys so quiet. It's such a worth it investment, and I highly recommend checking out the Keyport Pivot if you're in the market for one. As always, I'll have the link in the description. But I hope you enjoyed. Check out this video of my everyday carry essentials when traveling. Anyways, I really appreciate you. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.